Recent protests over racial injustice are leading to a renewed focus on some of the key principles outlined in the Declaration of Independence. In a recent piece for Real Clear Politics, CBS News political analyst Antjuan Seawright argues America has not yet created equality for all people, and that inequity is keeping our country from realizing its full potential. And Antjuan joins me now. He is a CBS News political analyst and Democratic strategist. Antjuan, good to see you again. So in your piece, you say that our founders created a nation ruled not by a king or queen, but by the people, where everyone is created equal, a more perfect union, and that's what makes America great. Why do you think this ideal of equality is really the key component to making America a great nation?
Because I think everyone wants to start at the same place when they start the race. And regardless of whether someone finishes before you or not, you want to know that you started the same place and you've had the same preparation to get there. We have a big focus in this country on equality, but no one seems to focus on equity. And somehow or another, we have to get to a place in this little idea called America where we do both, focus on equity and equality, because they are two different things.
Well, do you think that that can actually be achieved, considering when you look at some of the systemic racism that exists and how deeply embedded these biases are in our culture, that can actually be a reality, true equality, true equity?
I don't think there's anything that we cannot do in this country. We've seen it done before, and I'm a firm believer we can do it again. But it all starts back and goes back to leadership. It all goes back to people having the will, having the audacity to take big, bold ideas and make those ideas into dreams and reality. And that's why this election is so important, Elaine. And that's why when you hear African Americans say this election will be about survival, that's what we mean. Because truth be told, most people would believe we've always been 2 or 3 steps behind other people when it comes to getting to the starting point in this race to move towards a more perfect union.
So let's talk specifics here. I mean, you discuss America's greatness being accessible and the need for that to be the case. Can you explain, what do you mean by that, this idea of being accessible to some people and historically not to other people?
Well, I actually say in the piece, accessible and affordable. You take any issue in this country, you think about healthcare. In most places around the country, particularly those in states where Republicans are in control, they refuse to expand Medicaid, which was given to us under the Affordable Care Act. The court ruled that it will be up to states. As a result, in a place like South Carolina, where I grew up, the nearest hospital is 30 to 45 minutes away. Because we did not expand Medicaid, 300,000 people do not have access to care. We've had 4 or 5 rural hospitals closed in those areas. That same scenario is true across the country. You take an issue like education, which Nelson Mandela describes as the great equalizer. Most kids, first-generational college students like Antjuan Seawright, have to take out loans in order to go to college because it's not affordable for them, because their family generations of income do not allow. Perhaps it's not even accessible. Thank God for programs like TRIO and others who helped walk me through the college entrance process and helped me to get on the track to get there. You take any issue, Elaine, healthcare, education, infrastructure, jobs. Most people believe that the key to making America even greater than what she is today is making those things accessible and affordable for everyone, not just for a few people.
So, I mean, we could spend so much time talking about this, but we know at this point in our nation's history, economic inequality is a central issue now, is front and center, really, when you look at the many issues in the 2020 presidential campaign. That being said, what is it, Antjuan, that you think voters actually want to see in a leader now?
Well, I think most people want people to be honest and to be upfront about the fact that one, we still are a very young country. We are still taking steps toward a more perfect union. We've made some progress, but we're not nowhere close to where we need to be. But the truth of the matter is, people want leaders to figure out that quality of life issues are the things that's most important, not about these deodorant and baby powder fights that sometimes politicians get themselves wrapped up in, but they're about quality of life issues built on this idea that every generation will have its sets of challenges, but every generation has a responsibility to be better than the previous generation. That's what my teaching and upbringing has always been about. As a first generational college student and only a second generational high school graduate, Elaine, I remind people all the time, my mother and father did not go to anybody's college, but they were better than my grandparents because at least they could spell college. And now Antjuan and my three siblings had the ability to graduate from college twice. And so that's what America's all about. You know, I've fallen in love with some of the teachings of Alexis de Tocqueville, thanks to my leader, Jim Clyburn. And in one of his most powerful pieces, he talked about the greatness of America, which inspired me to write the piece for Real Clear. He said, America is great because she is good. If America ever ceases to be good, she will cease to be great. And then at the end of that piece, he went on to say, America's greatness is not because she's more enlightened than any other nation, but it's because of her abilities to repair her broken faults. When I look at education, infrastructure, jobs, the environment, no matter the issue, we will be defined in this country. Our greatness will be defined by our ability to repair those things, and I would describe them as our broken faults.
Well, we know right now in this moment in 2020, a lot of people are now examining more closely, I think, these very questions of why there has been such inequality, why there are such disparities, as you point out, in issues across the board, education, healthcare, et cetera, why they exist, how we got there, and what should be done to fix them going forward here. All right, Antjuan Seawright for us. Antjuan, always great to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elaine.